I started that football game and just took away that.
So hello, we're Kilu, and we are presenting to you today REM, which is a first-person endless runner game for Android mobile devices. So the concept of REM is that you're running through an obstacle-filled environment using parkour elements to traverse through said obstacles. The aim of the game is to get as far as possible while avoiding obstacles and trying to not fall off the course. The game works by the further you get, the faster you will go. It uses segment-based track generation and easy tap and swipe controls. So the basic core mechanics is that you'll tap to jump, which will be going over obstacles, simple, and you swipe from left or right to start running on walls. We chose these mechanics because it would focus more on keeping the game narrow and focused on going through one single path, and keeping and emphasizing on quick decision making and game feel.
So then there are the advanced mechanics, which are based around variety and excitement. So there's the soft landing, which is the equivalent of parkour type roll, without the camera rotating, and this is done by swiping down just before you hit the ground. This will reward players that have quick reflexes from landing, and they'll be able to keep the momentum. There's also dashing, which is able to propel you forward faster, which ups the score. It also allows you to correct discalculated jumps into pits or obstacles as you perform it in midair. It recharges slowly by itself or instantly with collectibles. So the game loop, therefore, is as you're playing, it's about going forward and assessing the environment and then maneuvering around the challenges that are presented to you. And then there's a mini loop about dashing, as dashing can correct your mistakes and keep you running. And then it's about assessing the collectible locations, which will be positioned in risky spots, such as right before obstacles. Then it's about that risk and incentive to pick them up and recharge that dash.
The world of REM is a glitched computer environment that draws fragments of an urban environment into this dreamlike void. Our main goal is to create an interesting style while not
while not taking away from the gameplay. It's about that focus.
Yeah, we're not distracting from the fast-paced gameplay. We're going to do this by using low poly models and minimalistic textures. This will also help with seamless object generation and
we're using geometric patterns to draw our style together, and we'll be consistently using the colors turquoise, teal, and grey throughout the tracks. The obstacles are highly contrasted by the bright shards, and that way they'll change colour through intensity to create a sense of urgency, and
as the game increases in speed and difficulty.
So some issues that we're likely to run into is developing for mobile phone, as the team has had a very limited experience with the hardware. To mitigate this, we are focusing on Android mobile platforms, as there are less hoops to jump through. It's quicker and easier to test and build the game. We've scoped preparation time for the team to feel more confident to learn the systems of the hardware. And also we will be making a PC build before porting it to mobile, so this will make sure that we will have a game if the phone version does not work out.
So other less likely problems we may come across is lack of phone hardware for testing. So to go around this, we had 5 team members that have Android phones, and two phones of which we will be using for testing. Another problem we could come across is with TeamScope, that we may not have scoped enough time in case of problems. So to mitigate that, we have scoped leeway time in case something does go wrong, so we can focus on key elements of the game, such as models and mechanics.
So all in all, we will have a unique phone runner, as the first-person angle is not an often seen perspective from phone endless runners. The first person adds a lot to immersion and game feel to really emphasize that parkour type rush. This is further elevated by the segment-based track generation. As the track will be different each time, it's about that decision making and not about memorizing track patterns. And this will be accessible with one-hand control. So these parkour maneuvers will be doable without tricky inputs.
Thank you very much for listening. We have a working prototype we'll show you now, so and please ask any questions you have. kind of what we're going for, trying to let people just play the game while they're on the tram or going to school or to uni.
Good thing yeah, the keyboard is the worst keyboard.
So this is definitely not a representation. Yeah.
So you trying to beat the time, or you just collecting stuff?
Oh no, sorry, it's about gaining distance, and the track keeps generating the seconds. And then the hardcore mechanics and the dashing is just to help you keep going forward. Because like if you miscalculate a jump, you'll be able to dash in the air to make that jump or over yours.
Gives you variety of movement, so you can just keep it interesting, do it however you want. Or just
I feel like the reference is good, the genre is, spot on, the scope's fine. I think the tricky bit will be the procedural generation and doing that in a way that is fun and flat. I kind of feel like you'll get more out of the project if you actually have a crack at designing the level. You'll figure out what's fun, what makes for a good play space. You got to challenge yourselves, try to actually come up with something that is kind of cool and tries to tell a bit of a story. Not so much like a story, like a narrative, but here's the thing you're doing, you're doing it again. There's a thing which the Mario, which they did for Mario Galaxy, which was you introduce a concept in a safe fashion, and then you use that concept, and then you subvert that concept, and then you let the player show their mastery of that concept. You do that in those 4 phases, and I feel like this could be a chance to do something really cool in a long kind of chain. So yeah, I would question the procedural generation and try to do something cool.